Hi there, I'm Declan. I am the director of Pendulum Physio Clinics, and I recently broke my thumb, which means I've had to reduce my clinical working hours. That means that for the first time in a long time, I have the time to create a couple of videos. So when I was deciding what would I do a video about today, I decided to pick the topic that has been grinding my gears for the last few weeks, and that is people online chatting absolute nonsense about pain and injury that doesn't really even exist. Here's a really good example. This guy is promoting himself online with these kind of videos where he is stretching the pelvis and the pelvic joints or the sacroiliac joints. Now, I know a little bit about the sacroiliac joint. I've written a few papers on the sacroiliac joint, and you don't have to be an expert about the sacroiliac joint or the pelvis or back pain to know that it barely moves. That joint is what we call an auricular joint, not an articular joint. It fits together like Lego blocks. And because it's got some of the biggest, thickest layers of ligament in the body, it really doesn't move. There are very rarely any exceptions. I would say that during childbirth might be one of the only exceptions of where it might move a teeny tiny bit. This guy's sitting on his videos showing these model pelvises with elastics, bowing and opening and closing. Nearly every video he does is saying that your pain is as a result of mismovement of your pelvis. It doesn't move. He is selling falsehoods. I used to work in trauma. One of the things that you'll see in trauma is pelvic fractures. So if you're crossing the street or you're working on the farm and you get hit by a bus or you get hit by a bullock, your pelvis will fracture before that joint moves. That joint won't move. You can triple fracture your pelvis and that joint will not be affected. So what are the chances that those little stretches and those little exercises are moving that joint and realigning that joint and opening or closing that joint? None. It's not true. So my advice to everybody is that when you are consuming online content, be skeptical, okay? Try to keep your scientific brain engaged and think to yourself, is all of my pain to blame because my diaphragm muscle is out of alignment with a flared rib cage? Or is maybe back pain a more complicated topic than that? And why does every pain, whether it be jaw or toe or shoulder, why does it always come back to the pelvis? It's because that's the little sales and marketing trick that is being used in this particular corner of the internet. So be more skeptical, be more doubtful. And generally my advice to everybody is, if you have a legitimate pain or injury problem, go and see a reputable professional in person and stop consuming TikTok videos. Have a great weekend, folks.